Hi everyone, it's just James here, okay? Bringing you yet another video. Oh my god, you guys, we are going to be discussing my latest doll build. Yes, I have created the first cartoon sex symbol, Miss Betty Boop. Also, a core memory unlocked. I had Betty in Blunderland on VHS as a kid, and when her hair grows long, it altered my brain chemistry. Now, this is a very complicated undertaking for me because I was my first time really building a wig on this doll. I hadn't done it before. So this is like, again, I'm shooting these out of sequence. This is one of the first builds I did. And she was a lot of experimenting. A lot of experimenting went into doing this. When I tell you I was on the struggle bus trying to figure out what kind of makeup I was going to do for this. So I wanted to initially do like this original like 1920s kind of makeup, like really honor the like actual cartoon, and thank goodness I did not stick with it because it turns out I did not like it at all. I was initially gonna make her grayscale, which again, no, I think we need color. Yeah, definitely need color. Let me just say her hair was challenging. Making a bubble cut and especially getting like those like spirals on top of the head proved to be a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. But I have to say the MVPs of this build had to be that solo in the spotlight pattern I got off Etsy. I've gotten so many different outfits from this thing. So let me tell you right now, I made the Jessica Rabbit dress, I made Miss Piggy's dress, and I also made Betty Boop's iconic little short mini dress. Ooh, let me just say, making this was actually a lot of fun. I actually did a custom faceplate for this. I got to reuse the Barbie faceplate with the hoop earrings. I did that, and when it came to the face up, I actually hit a bit of a crossroad because I did not know exactly how I wanted to go about this. I was like, do I go super cartoony with it? Do I try to like lean in and go more towards like the Bill Lilly faceplate? And I eventually just like met in the middle and combined both. It's a mixture of like vintage dolls as well as Betty Boop's aesthetic with the eyelashes and everything. All right, as you can see, I was having a ball trying to do this. Okay, it was a bit of a crash out trying to figure out how I was going to do this makeup, but I finally came through on something. And as soon as the eyebrows went on, I feel like it really started to come together, like those little droopy Betty Boop 1920s eyebrows. And I came to like terms on the face I wanted to do. I put a little shadow on it, and it was coming together. I thought she ended up looking really, really cute. I decided to go with green eyes because every illustration I looked at of Betty Boop, she has green eyes. So she's got green eyes now, y'all. But man, was I like at a crossroads with this. I didn't know what to do. And I feel like I kind of made it to a nice middle ground. I like the way she looks. Am I completely sold on it? Not entirely, but you be the judge of this, okay? You let me know what you think. I think the eyebrows really sell it for Betty Boop for me. And it's especially after I started styling the hair, like it started off long and I chopped more and more off. Let me tell you, I burned my fingers so much on this build. Like the hair on this was so hard to style because like the chopstick was going to a very, very small fine point on the head where I had to get really, really, really close. And I kept burning my fingers on the flat iron, making sure I could reheat the chopstick and everything to make sure everything would meld and create the shapes that I want. And eventually I started like just combining everything and moving everything around to like basically strategically lay it and then spraying it with hairspray to freeze it in place. Like a lot of this hair is being held together with hairspray right now. So God forbid this doll's hair gets wet because it's going to be a mess. But I'm very, very pleased with how she came out. And there's little like things about Betty Boop that I had to like make sure were there. Because when you look at the doll, because when you look at the Betty Boop character, she has like the mini skirt. She has to have the little garter belt with the heart, as well as her little bangle bracelets, which this came in handy too. It's a matter of like using a lot of stuff that I already had pre-built. Like these were actually supposed to be a glove pattern. Like I made them for a cowgirl outfit. They're supposed to be like little tiny gloves, but they worked as bangles as well. I just painted them gold and just painted the nails, and no one's all the wiser. They are now gold bangles that go perfectly with the Betty Boop costume. And I was actually able to reuse the Barbie sculpt with the hoop earrings because Betty has to have her gold hoops. Now, without further much ado, I'm going to show you off the final result for Miss Betty Boop, okay? Here we go. Here she is, and I must say, I really like it. Like, I wasn't initially sold on it at first, but I really, really like it now. Like, especially the hair. As soon as the hair went on the head, everything really started to come together. Like, it's all a matter of, like, playing hairstylist, and the hair can really make everything. It's kind of like a Halloween costume. If you got a good wig, you can sell the character. So literally it's giving like a Broadway version of Betty Boop, like real person playing Betty in Betty makeup, which I'm fine with. I can live with that because there's already so many Betty Boop dolls in the universe. I only know this because my aunt, my tia Della, she collected Betty Boop religiously. She had china cabinets filled with Betty Boop dolls. Betty Boop dressed as a biker, as Mae West, as Betty Grable. Like, she had every single one of them. So, like, it's ingrained in my mind. She even has it tattooed on her thigh. Like, she's a Betty Boop stan. So I'm very, very familiar with the brand. And I always found her very, very fascinating because she is like one of those first like cartoons that was like really attacked by the censors and butchered to death as far as like her cartoons go. It's very rare you find one actually intact without something cut out. Like, she was very racy for her time and definitely one of those like pioneers for cartoons. And sadly, she's kind of become more of a brand. That's all I really know her as now, is just like Betty Boop, the purse. Like, no one really knows much about the character anymore. So I'm so pleased to do my big one and bring out this Betty Boop style. I think she came out super duper cute. And it's all a matter of just reusing pre-made assets that really worked out in the end. Again, the bangles really work, as well as the Barbie face and the Lily classic heels. Ugh, I'm obsessed. And the makeup, the face up on this, definitely pushed me outside my comfort zones. Like, I wanted to marry the two, and I feel like I got right at that fine point. Like, I wanted to make sure I honored the Betty Boop cartoon style eyes where it has a little chip in the iris and everything. I think it came out super, super cute. I even included the eyelashes, which is also a bit of a problem because with the molded on eyelash that Lily has, it's a little difficult to work around, but I also didn't want to like go out of my way to like make a faceplate that I'm only going to use once. Like, I want to use many assets that I already have without having to spend hours that I don't have creating brand new things. But I think she is a fantastic looking doll, and I cannot wait to make my very next doll. Let me know what you guys think. What is your favorite Betty Boop moment? I am dying to hear it. Again, I shared a little bit of my memory. Like, again, she's a core memory for me from my childhood because like I constantly spent days at my grandma and my tia's house where she had those cabinets everywhere. And it used to bother me because like the Barbies at my other grandma's house, I was not allowed to touch them. You weren't allowed to play with them. Don't even look at them, okay? Like, don't get too close to that cabinet, okay? Oh, I wonder what happens. I wonder if she still has those. I really need to ask her. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's a doll you want to see, be sure and leave it down below, okay? Until next time, bye!